Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. New York Post, Don Lemon taking holiday, won't anchor CNN this morning, Monday. Embattled CNN anchor Don Lemon won't appear on the network's morning show Monday for the second consecutive day as fallout from his remarks controversy swirls at the cable network. Lemon was scheduled to be back in the anchor's chair at CNN this morning, but opted to take off for the President's Day holiday. Okay, so you have the second day in a row, but really it's more than that. Don Lemon benched on Monday over remark scandal, insiders say. This is the Daily Beast. So he's been benched. He's taking a holiday. You can call it a holiday or a suspension. He's been suspended, benched. They're about to fire him because of his remarks. By the way, if Trump had stated this, Trump has never stated, and sometimes he pushes the envelope, but he's never stated that a woman over 50 is over the hill or past her prime. Could you imagine the uproar? Could you imagine the sensationalized coverage, the apoplectic reaction from everyone in the Democratic Party and media if Trump had stated that? The View would devote 20 episodes to how Trump is being such a horrible human being. These are the people, generally, when you look at the viewer that says that Don Lemon is this, paragon of virtue. These are the people who do not give a pass. They will erase a human being for words, okay? For a comment that is an insulting or infuriating or mean or divisive or polarizing comment, okay? This is what happens, number one, if you are going to create a world where every faux pas, every statement that is made has immediate economic consequences. Well, this is the world that you've created. Luckily for Don Lemon, he's made millions upon millions of dollars. So he's made these millions of dollars with sensationalized coverage of Trump, okay? When you look at CNN, the reason that their ratings are in the tank is because of hosts like Chris Cuomo, Don Lemon, Brian Stelter. The reason that people don't trust media is because of networks like CNN and MSNBC. Not so much Fox News, although Fox News is, you could say, in that same boat, okay? Especially, watch the segment prior to this one earlier today, the one I did about Fox News. But when you look at an entire public relations apparatus against Trump, okay, you realize that they have lied continuously. They accused Trump of working with another country. He never did that. They said that his tax returns would lead to his tax returns were the holy grail of criminality. Never happened. They're going after him in Georgia, in New York. These are all Democrats. And at the same time, they've swept under the rug and hid the actual truth about Hunter's laptop. The New York Post was silenced. Twitter, working with Democrats and the government. Yes, the government was involved. The Twitter files showed that. Suppressed and silenced free speech. So you have 70% or so of Americans who do not trust media. Those are the polls. Those are the numbers. If you care so much about poll numbers and surveys, around 70% of Americans do not trust media. The majority of Democrats trust media. Why is that? Because they get their sensibilities and their political ideology bolstered 24/7 from networks like CNN. Fox doesn't really like Trump. Okay, Fox is a conservative channel, and you have never-Trumpers you have certain never-Trumpers. Kinzinger, for example, voted alongside Trump over 90% of the time, according to 538 in Congress. Believed voted for him 2 years ago as well, and also in 2016. Then did a 180-degree turn and stated, oh, well, you know what, I'm opposing Trump because he's mean and horrible. But in reality, Trump did exactly what conservatives and Republicans wanted. That's why even Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger voted alongside Trump over 90% of the time. Kinzinger is now at CNN. What happened? Well, it is a racket. Okay, you'll have never Trumpers, you have the entire Democratic Party, everyone on the left, just leveling allegations, innuendos against Trump. None of them are true. And so that's why he hasn't been indicted yet. If you're an attorney and you're you're national security expert, why hasn't Trump been indicted when even intelligence agencies have gone after him for 7 years? Mueller probe, no indictment of Trump. New York, Georgia, D.C., the January committee, they didn't find anything. It has been a constant lie. The greatest lies were told in media about Trump. You might not like him, but his policies worked. And because his policies worked, and his foreign policy was very different from what Democrats and Bush Republicans are used to. They're used to never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and quagmires. That's why you have what's taking place in Europe right now. And Trump doesn't revere the sacred cows that Democrats and Republicans revere. He would want a negotiated solution, or a peace deal, or a treaty, or end a ceasefire to hostilities. But they don't want that. The never-Trump Republicans and Democrats don't want an end to what's taking place in Europe. That's one key example. That's what differentiates a Kinzinger and a Cheney and a Pelosi and a Biden and a Schumer from Trump. That's why Trump is so popular, because he doesn't revere the conventional mentality on foreign policy. We had the Doha Agreement, the Abraham Accords, first president to step foot in North Korea. Okay, he was a great president in terms of policies, but if media can make everything about if media can make everything about Trump, if it can make his personality overshadow his policies, that will convince enough that they've already won. You have people who just would rather be 90 seconds to midnight. We are 90 seconds to midnight, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. That's closer to the end of humanity than ever. But it's all about, well, at least Trump isn't tweeting. We get to Don Lemon. He makes a comment that would have canceled or ruined any conservative pundit, or I should say, would have elicited outrage had any conservative pundit made that statement. Okay, but see, again, you can have Biden do what he did to Charlemagne the God and then state the most offensive thing. Biden going after a reporter using profanity. Now you have CNN's Don Lemon, and he is the last. Stelter and Chris Cuomo, they're gone. CNN is trying to transform itself from a 24/7 extension of the Democratic Party to maybe something more objective. Who knows what they're trying to transform into? But it's not going to be what it was with Don Lemon in the evening with Chris Cuomo. So Lemon is out because he's made millions upon millions dividing the country. See, the Atlantic has an article, Fox News. Why does it lie to its viewers? MSNBC and CNN routinely lied to their viewers for 7 years, every single night. You had big moments in time where they celebrated Trump's tax returns and how Trump's tax returns could lead to criminality or perhaps being compromised by another country. None of it was true. Absolutely none of it was true. The suspicion was bolstered by intelligence agencies, so there was always an appeal to authority. None of it was true. None of it, from the Steele dossier to all the hysteria and suspicion on MSNBC and CNN and the Times and the Washington Post, none of it led to even one document used to indict Trump in a court of law. And yet you have Don Lemon making millions upon millions of dollars saying that half the country, or almost half the electorate that chose Trump 2 years ago, is less than moral or immoral. They're not good human beings. And meanwhile, he's covering not only was he part of the Jussie Smollett story, where you have an actor fabricating a hoax, okay, but then there was a concerted effort at that network to go after Trump, accuse him of things he didn't do, talk about how everyone around Trump is a menace to democracy, and accuse him of a Mueller probe, tax returns, January, but Trump was never indicted for anything because he didn't commit a crime, unlike Hunter and Joe, who almost certainly did with felonies in that laptop. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. It's all over the news now, ladies and gentlemen.